This time, I'd like to talk about how much slacking off goes on among Chinese civil servants. Well, I say slacking off, but ultimately, the Chinese Communist Party is a vested interest group that exploits money from the general populace for its own whims. Let's dive into the first example right away. Take a look at this. This story is about a truck carrying 38 tons of grain that was stolen. The victims, comprising the truck driver, the owner of the grain, and the distribution center, reported the incident to the police. However, the police, citing various excuses, refused to take action. Meanwhile, the thief sold the grain. Despite the victims identifying the culprit and requesting an arrest, the police continued to do nothing. When this story spread online, it wasn't the local police but their higher-ups who intervened. In the end, the thief and the police made a deal where the proceeds from the sold grain were handed over to the police. The grain owner was satisfied with this resolution. For most Japanese, this might sound baffling. To delve deeper, it turns out the thief was an acquaintance of the grain owner and had financial troubles. This wasn't just simple theft but a crime motivated by economic issues. However, stealing someone's property, even under financial duress, is still theft and a crime. The local police, responsible for the area where the truck was stolen, apparently thought it was too much trouble and claimed, "This is a civil matter, not our concern." So, the victims were initially ignored. If a similar case occurred in Japan, it would undoubtedly be treated as a theft and investigated. But in China, the police seem indifferent to laws and prefer to avoid hassles. They essentially told the victims, "If you know the thief, settle it amongst yourselves." However, when the incident went viral online, higher-level authorities stepped in, confronted the thief, and retrieved the stolen grain's equivalent and certificates. The victims accepted this as a resolution. This case highlights how local Chinese police often try to avoid work, even if they're getting paid as public servants. And this isn't just a rural phenomenon, it happens in cities like Shanghai too. When I lived there, a Japanese colleague had their wallet stolen. Inside were cards and business contacts, often more troublesome to lose than money. The thief even called and offered to return the wallet if they came to Shanghai station. Thinking this was an opportunity to catch the thief, we reported it to the police. How did they respond? "It's dangerous to go there, so don't go." End of story. A missed chance to apprehend the criminal, but the police simply refused to act. China, as a country, may seem normal in day-to-day life, but the flaws become glaring when problems arise. Even in Shanghai, this is the standard, so you can imagine how little work rural police do. Additionally, their legal knowledge is questionable at best. While both Japan and China adhere to the principle of no police intervention in civil disputes, stealing someone's property under the pretext of a civil matter is still a crime. Allowing this sets a dangerous precedent for self-help measures like repossessing someone's car or valuables to settle disputes, eroding societal order. In a proper country, such actions are forbidden, and conflicts must be resolved through impartial courts. But the Chinese police seem unaware of these basic principles. Despite Xi Jinping's proclamations of China being a rule-of-law country, the mindset of public servants remains far from it. They often lack understanding of legal distinctions or ignore them altogether. Public officials view themselves as a privileged class, keen on doing as little work as possible while drawing salaries. The Communist Party resembles criminal organizations in Japan but operates on a much larger, more exploitative scale. Unlike Japan's underworld, which tends to avoid ordinary citizens, the Chinese system routinely exploits its populace. This leads to a societal structure that is hard for outsiders to imagine. Recently, another incident came to light. In a rural part of Jiangsu province, in a village near the coast, a video was uploaded showing Communist Party cadres drinking alcohol during work hours. While Xi Jinping's administration has long condemned such behaviors, the incident illustrates how lower-level cadres often disregard orders, as long as they remain unnoticed. This time, however, smartphones captured undeniable evidence. Publicizing these incidents likely serves as a message from Xi Jinping's administration: disobedience will result in punishment. However, such actions barely scratch the surface, as corruption and misconduct are rampant across all levels of the party. To summarize, Chinese civil servants and party members often prioritize personal gain over public duty. Even though Xi Jinping's administration attempts to curb misconduct, fundamental changes are unlikely due to the deeply ingrained culture of impunity and self-interest within the party. That's all for today. See you in the next video.